6 hours by plane from Panama City. You make it to Buenos Aires, Argentina, our next stop, where Housewife Bakery owners Carol and Alex have brought us a typical snack from Argentina, migas, which translate to the inside of the bread. So there's not really a word for migas in English. I don't think. You can call it crumbs, but actually when it's still bread. A very difficult process to make. So believe it or not, they make this box of 25 pounds of bread and have a machine they imported from Argentina just to slice the bread this thin.
Really?
So migas is a very typical snack. They mentioned quinceañeras, which I'm sure we know what those are. That's father of 2 daughters. I'm not looking forward to that. Quinceañeras is a must-have during quinceañeras. Of course, end of the year parties, Christmas, holidays, you will find your sandwich of migas. So Mayor Jane, Anna, we have some ham and cheese migas, some pimento, some egg and ham cheese, and of course we'll get to dessert later. So having this, of course, talking about celebrations, home celebrations, quinceañeras, family traditions, how have you been able to introduce and include your Hispanic heritage in your family, Anna?
It's been a joy, actually, to cook for our boys. I met Jane when they were about 8. They were 8, almost 9, and have been with them ever since. And they have what I say, they have refined palates. And they're eaters, and they enjoy eating whatever I cook for them. But they enjoy the most when I cook, arroz con frijoles, arroz con pollo, picadillo, and roast pork, and they just, they get their big smiles on their faces. They come home from college, and I pack a bunch of to-go containers with them. But and I was taught to cook from my abuela, my whole family. My abuela on my mother's side is an incredible cook, and her husband, my grandfather, who was from Italy, was an incredible cook as well. And then on my father's side, my grandfather, who retired here, he was from MacDill Air Force Base, came over from California, and that's how they ended up in Tampa. And he was an incredible cook as well. And so my mom and my brother and I all learned these incredible flavor profiles, which is what the Food Network says now. We were taught that without even really knowing what it was. And so that's why I love to cook so much, and I love to cook for my family because they enjoy it.
They do. The boys, they were talking to some of their friends, and somebody said something about what's your favorite thing to eat? And he said anything that Anna makes. So
I think he even said that I was better than Paula Dean on the text message.
Yes.
That was so funny.
Well, I'm sure they're having a hard time with the meal plan in college.
Yeah.
They probably have to come here with a bunch of containers, take it back to their dorms.
She says them both, that's right.
Okay.
Jane's a good cook herself.
Is it? Okay, man. Well, that's true. Through the multicultural diversity cuisine that we have in Tampa, we're able to introduce the next generation to the world.
That was the first time I've had egg salad and ham
So good.
mixed together. That is very good.
So Alex, I'll tell you a little bit about them really quick. So Alex was a GC, and his wife, Carol, always wanted to have a bakery. So in 2017, Housewife Bakery was for sale. A traditional bakery. It's been in Tampa since 1959, and they took the opportunity to buy it. But something beautiful about it is they kept the name, the authenticity, and now they're including more Latin influence into this restaurant, this bakery. So he brought this special cuisine that he was telling me that he remembered eating this as a child. He described it, and you would relate to this, just like police officers here in Tampa or in the United States eat donuts and coffees. Police officers in Argentina eat migas and coffees, café con leche. Cafecito con leche, your migas, and that's your snack on the road when you're patrolling the streets of Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Excellent.
So
That is excellent.
something amazing they brought, and this is something that I cannot describe because by itself it's going to make the introduction. It's our final dish, aka dessert. It looks delicious, and I see they have a little bit of everything. I can tell you a little something about one of them, which is a media luna. It's that small croissant, which is not really a croissant. They call it media luna, smaller than the typical croissant. And that was inspired after the Moroccan flag. Argentina's being the sassy, smart individuals they are, they created the croissant to, in a way, make fun of Moroccans when they were in Argentina, and it became a staple. So now, of course, they love Moroccans and anybody else from the Middle East, but they did talk about the whole Argentina became a mecca and of cuisine, especially influenced by Europe, because after World War I and World War II, a lot of people migrated to Argentina, running away from World War I and World War II. So those are the desserts. We don't have any coffee, but I think with the tea and then the drinks we can savor. So go for it. What do you see?
Lots of dulce de leche here, but I tell you, right out of the box, I saw my most all-time favorite cookie, and it's alfajore. And I came to know about these driving to Miami, and I'd get off the Alligator Alley, and they would have them at the gas station in these little 2-pack plastic ones, and they're incredible. I'm sure that these are much better. But it's like a shortbread cookie with dulce de leche in between, and sometimes like light coconut around the edge. So good.
Alfajores.
Alfajores.
And which is the one that you said? With
So the medial, the croissant-looking one at the bottom.
This
Yes,
one?
ma'am, that one.
Okay.
So Alex and Carol, Housewife Bakery, located at 6821 North Armenia Avenue. Owner since 2017, taking care of this amazing restaurant that was founded in 1959. Something interesting about Alex and Carol, Mayor Jane, he's an Argentinian, lived in Miami for 18 years, moved to Clearwater, and after purchasing this bakery, they decided to move closer to Tampa, so now he's made Tampa his home, and he's one of the founders of the Argentinian Association of Tampa Bay, Asociación Argentina de Tampa Bay, where he's coming out with his fellow Argentinians to taking pride of his new home and bringing that culture to us, allowing us to learn more about Argentinian culture and cuisine.
That is wonderful.
Everything that is out of this world.
That is good. This is good.
They can make fun of the Moroccans all day long.
Yeah, make that. This whole
The
thing is
food.
dangerous. That is. And you know, talk about, well, first of all, thank you so much.
You're
Jose,
welcome,
for
Mayor
doing
Jane.
this. And thank you so much for picking restaurants that literally are
Or-
right around
like
our
a
house
2-mile
also.
circumference from our house.
Right, so we're good. We'll be visiting
be in.
everyone. There's no doubt. But such a sense of community here, and you know, as you say with the bakery, bringing the Argentinians together to celebrate their heritage, but also to educate our community as well. And that is that's wonderful, and it really defines what our community is all about.
And that's something that we need to keep in mind, especially during these difficult times. And
Yes.
as we're talking about COVID and a lot of Hispanic and minority communities affected, we as a Hispanic Advisory Council to Mayor Jane are taking steps to put in a little grain of sand to help
Yeah.
the problem and the
Yes.
solution with your support. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Jose, for chairing the the Hispanic Advisory Committee. I thank you for all that you and the entire committee do to bring the Hispanic heritage to ensure that we remember our history and that we celebrate our diversity. So during Hispanic Heritage Month, what better way can you celebrate our diversity than to go to our small businesses, go to these restaurants that you just heard of. We have had the pleasure of tasting the food from every one of them and can vouch that it's all 2 thumbs up. So make sure that you go out during this Hispanic Heritage Month, but also every day of the year, and make sure that you go out and support our local businesses and support our restaurants. This has been nothing short of wonderful.
Sorry. And also to remember that there are a lot of our community that has been disproportionately hit by COVID that are hungry and out of work, and so as a community, you know, we should lift each other up. We should lift each other up in good times and in bad, and celebrate our successes, and make sure that you reach behind and you grab another Latino's hand and help them come up with you, because it takes a village and una familia to make it. So this is a tough time for us, but we're going to get through it together.
Yes,
And this is the perfect way to close this amazing event. Thank you, both of you, for opening the doors to your amazing house. We are more than honored and happy to be here. And I think we can finish by saying #Yo soy Tampa.
Yo soy Tampa.
Yes, and yo soy Tampa.